I mean, there are so many people in the paddock we can hardly get round, and the guy's looking on. Let's start with the returning champ. When you watch him race, he looks like a great big horse with that raking stride. When he's here, he gives you a really intelligent look. He's a very simple horse, which Ruby always tells us is exactly what you want. He's got quite a feminine look about him. He's bidding to make history. He looks in the peak of condition, as you'd expect. Nassalam, a lot of people saying that with the conditions we've had today, with all the rain, that this boy comes into play. Gary Moore, so wily from that Moore dynasty with Ryan Moore, the champion flat jockey, and so all his kids involved in the industry. He's got this horse in peak condition. He's won a Welsh National. Is he a native river? Can he build on winning a Welsh National and adding the Gold Cup to it? He's got all conditions in his favour. Here's number 3, Fast or Slow. Well, on his CV, he's got the scalp of Galopin Des Champs. He's beaten him twice. He's taking it all in here, isn't he? He's not that big when you look. When I stood into him there, he's not a big horse. I'm worried today, boys, and I'm sure you'll tell me otherwise, whether the ground just may have gone for him and it's going to be too soft. Here for Venetia Williams. She's won a Grand National. Can she add a Gold Cup? He's had time off. He fell when he looked like he was going to be second in a King George. Look at his face. He's so intelligent. He's taking it all in. Charlie Deutsch gets the leg up. Monkfish, he's massive. Patrick Mullins on board, an amateur in name alone. And here's the beautiful grey. Gentleman's Game. Not seen him for a while, but Mouse Morris knows what it takes to win a Gold Cup.
Like this, but we're pushing towards another Grand National. If he could run a big race, then we would have another chance in the Grand National.
Yeah, he is of course already a Grand National hero. Whatever he does today, he's an amazing horse. Good luck.
Thank you, Matt.
Thanks.
So they'll now get ready for the parade. Galopin Des Champs trading at odds on, Ruby. Have you got any concerns?
I don't, Ed. I think he's rock solid. He was brilliant here last year. His Savills Chase performance was outstanding. Paul Townend only did what he had to do on him in the Paddy Power Irish Gold Cup to beat Fast or Slow. He handles the ground. He sets the standard, and I just think he's better than the opposition.
How important will the start be this time around? There he is on the left. I remember talking to you about the tactics. He got a long way back last year and struggled with his jumping a bit, didn't he?
He did. He didn't jump as quick as maybe he could do with a bit of light. But last year you had the unknown, Ed. Would he stay or would he not? He'd never raced at this distance. What he's proved since is as stamina as his forte. So we would expect Paul Townend to ride him way more prominently.
Here's the parade then. This is brilliant in front of the grandstands in the sunshine. Well done to John Pullen and the Cheltenham team. Nassalam for John and Yvonne Stone. Niall Houlihan riding for Gary Moore, the Welsh Grand National winner. L'Empresse for DFA Racing. Good luck to the Pinks and Edwards. Charlie Deutsch riding for Venetia Williams, the 2022 Brown Advisory winner. Fast or Slow was second in the Ultimate 12 months ago. JJ Slevin riding for the master trainer, Mr. Brazil. Next up is Jerry Colombe, who started the season with a huge reputation, second at 2 festivals. Jack Kennedy for Gordon Elliott, who won in 2016 with Don Cossack. Davy Mann, the colourful Davy Mann, has the real whacker. Sam Twiston Davis for Paddy Neville. Good luck to them all. Good luck to Patrick, who rides them each day. Monkfish gets his shot at glory finally at 18-1. Patrick riding for his dad. Gentleman's Game. Look out for the colours, the Rob Corr colours. Easy to spot the grey though. Darrow O'Keefe from Mouse Morris, who's won this before. And then Jungle Boogie at 18-1. Rachel Blackmore for Henry de Bromhead. Here he is, the 5-6 favourite, Galopin Des Champs, who's already won this season. The Savills, the Irish Gold Cup. No horse has ever done the treble with a Gold Cup. And here's Cora Grant. Look at the head carriage. Now, Mick, you've been saying all season you could see him scything through the field up the hill.
Yeah, I can. I just hope that they go hard. And if he's in there turning for home, Ed, watch him wriggle his way through the field, because that's his style. And I'm hoping that if he's banged there, he'll have every chance of finishing in the money.
Didn't see Brave Man's Game in the parade. He went to post early at Kempton, Meg, which I think, I know Ruby agrees, is sometimes a little unfair that you don't have to deal with all the hustle and bustle and the noise of a parade. How are confidence levels in the Nichols camp?
Well, I was actually pleased to see going around the paddock that he was a bit more buzzed up than he has been the last couple of times. Not helped his chances, but he looked the best I've seen him this year for sure.
Let's go to the ring, Brian.
It's fascinating down here in this betting ring. It's the Cheltenham Stock Exchange. Punters have been having the best of the arguments, but now bookmakers are fielding against the favourite, and this will define their week. If Gallopin wins, they lose. If Gallopin wins, they lose. And this you can see one red and all green. Gallopin de Champs 8-11. Gallopin de Champs!
Runners then just on the way down to post now, and here comes the champ. Here comes Gallopin de Champs coming over. Paul always shows this horse. Look at him just looking up at that huge big crowd. A reassuring pat down the neck from Paul. He looks absolutely great. Here's Gentleman's Game now. Gentleman's Game again. Look at all these horses. They can hear the noise. It's like no other day for them, because people shouting and screaming, all the jockeys really quiet. Oh, that's a magnificent sight, isn't it? It really is.
Okay, we've seen them all. Let's try and get a word on them all. In the blue with the yellow stripe down the middle is Fast or Slow. Will he stay, champ?
Well, hopefully he will. Ed, he was second in the Coral Cup. He was second in the Ultima last year, trying to go one better in the biggest prize.
We've talked about Gallopin des Champs. Gentleman's Game, the grey for Rob Corr. Meg?
Yeah, he's coming off the back of a bit of a break, but he did win when we last saw him beating Brave Man's Game in the Charlie Hall up at Wetherby. It'd be a big ask on this return.
Jerry Colombe, Meg?
Look, they've got their ideal conditions. They said he wants soft ground. He stays really well. He's ticking all the right boxes.
Jungle Boogie's having just a sixth race of his life. The Rachel factor kicking in. He's being backed, AP.
Yeah, look, he has the chance, but he's now with Henry de Bromhead, haven't been with Willie Mullins. I could struggle to see him win, Ed.
L'Empresse, Meg?
He was well behind Pictoria in the Ascot chase, but up in trip will certainly help his chances.
Monkfish, Mick Fitzgerald.
Oh, look, gorgeous horse. He's a two-time festival winner. Ignore him at your peril.
Barrow Hill Lad did it, Master Oates did it. Can Nassalam add a Gold Cup to his Welsh national?
Yeah, the ground the way it is, Ed, will definitely play to his strengths and his stamina. I think he's got a good each way chance.
Finally, make the real whacker.
Oh, look, he's a gorgeous horse, but conditions are not in his favour. And with a Gold Cup this deep, you need so much going for you.
How important is this start going to be, AP, tactically?
Well, obviously, it didn't go as well as Paul Townend would have liked last year, as we found out, but he still won. He looks like he's going to be a bit more forward this time around. He is the best horse, and he will be very difficult to beat.
Taken that perfectly okay. So now we'll begin this steady turn at the high end of the racecourse. The Real Whacker continuing the climb from in second L'Empresse as they approach another obstacle. The Real Whacker will lead them towards it. Didn't see a great stride and got into the bottom of it there. It still has the lead from L'Empresse. Gallopin des Champs in third. Jerry Colombe and Fast or Slow settled amongst horses in the red cap. In fifth place with Gentleman's Game towards the out. That's the grey horse. Similar colours to Jerry Colombe with the cap reversed as they take the fence at the top of the hill. Nassalam over next from Brave Man's Game, Jungle Boogie, Monkfish and Korak Rambler, and no serious alarms to this point as they'll now begin the descent towards the one fence that's taken on this side of the racecourse. The Real Whacker out in front for Sam Twiston-Davies, L'Empresse in second, Gallopin des Champs has got that position in third place, three wide, as we approach this fence that's taken on a slight descent. And again, the standard jumping good, Korak Rambler possibly the slight exception, as the runners now will take the turn and make their way back past their point of departure. Not quite yet at halfway. The Real Whacker and L'Empresse have dictated affairs. Gallopin des Champs in third place. Jerry Colombe on the inside of Fast or Slow. So three of the big horses in the market are third, fourth and fifth. Gentleman's Game with Brave Man's Game just making a little bit of ground on the outside as the pace slackens. Harry Cobden taking the opportunity to move Paul Nicholls' horse a little bit closer. Nassalam comes next. Jungle Boogie's raced keenly and is still testing Rachel Blackmore's arms there in about 10th place, with Monkfish and Korak Rambler towards the back. So having initially been a bit of a contested lead, things have steadied down somewhat as we reach the halfway stage of this 100th year of the Cheltenham Gold Cup. A good leap by L'Empresse carries him alongside the Real Whacker. So relatively quiet first circuit. Brave Man's Game is the horse that has improved on the outside in the last half mile as the Real Whacker leads the turn away. Final circuit of the Boodles Cheltenham Gold Cup. The Real Whacker joined by L'Empresse. Gallopin des Champs in third. Brave Man's Game in fourth. Jerry Colombe comes next with Fast or Slow. Gentleman's Game, Jungle Boogie and Nassalam. Monkfish and Korak Rambler is right at the back of the field. He'll turn towards the 10th last. The Real Wacker, company now on the front end with L'Empresse. Galopin de Chance still out in clear daylight. Brave Man's Game made that forward move, but hasn't quite been able to execute it fully with Fast or Slow. Then towards the inside, Jerry Colon. Nassalam comes next with Jungle Boogie, Gentleman's Game, Monkfish and Korak Rambler just being hunted along here as the pace is still pretty even. Water Jump. And over in the lead, the Real Wacker has the advantage from L'Empresse. Still, Galopin des Champs. Brave Man's Game is in fourth place with Fast or Slow, Jerry Colombe as they reach the penultimate open ditch. L'Empresse drawing alongside the Real Wacker. Korak Rambler just a little detached now, about 3 or 4 lengths behind the others, who are well bunched. They climb uphill. L'Empresse moving forward to press the Real Wacker. Galopin des Champs just stretched for that. In third, didn't lose any ground at all. Monkfish landed slightly on his horses, and we lost amongst horses there. Fast or Slow. Fast or Slow amongst horses. The horse didn't leave his feet, but his riders come out of the plate, JJ Slevin, as the Real Wacker leads them towards an open ditch. The Real Wacker from L'Empresse, Jerry Colombe and Galopin de Champs. Brave Man's Game. Nassalam's weakened quickly and I think is about to lose touch with the rest of the field. Korak Rambler's now being ridden one from the tail. It's bubbling up as they race towards the fifth last, with L'Empresse on the outside of the Real Wacker. Galopin de Champs in third. Jerry Colombe, Gentleman's Game. Jungle Boogie has pulled Rachel Blackmore's arms out almost from the word go, still doing so. Yellow sleeves. Then behind those we have Monkfish, and Korak Rambler has got a little bit closer as they now begin the turn, racing towards the fourth last in the Gold Cup. L'Empresse, the Real Wacker. Galopin de Champs with a loose horse amongst runners on his inside. Then behind these, Brave Man's Game. Jerry Colombe is being pushed along. Then Jungle Boogie. And just see Paul Townend keeping an eye on that loose horse as they run down towards the third last. L'Empresse first to make the move. The Real Wacker ridden along. Galopin de Champs, Jerry Colombe are the next two. 3 from the finish in the Gold Cup. Jungle Boogie down on his nose with Brave Man's Game as L'Empresse tries now to press for home. Galopin de Champs travelling strongly. Jerry Colombe still the loose horse, just getting in each other's way. Then in fourth is Brave Man's Game and Jungle Boogie as they turn for home in the Gold Cup. L'Empresse from Galopin de Champs and Jerry Colombe, who are in pursuit as they race down towards the second last. Korak Rambler is staying on from quite a long way back as Galopin de Champs now draws to the lead, over 2 from the finish. Galopin de Champs over. Korak Rambler is the horse that's coming out of the pack. In pursuit as Jerry Colombe and L'Empresse give way down towards the last. Galopin de Champs leads Jerry Colombe in a good jump as well. Korak Rambler continues to stay on, but it's Galopin de Champs who leads by 3 lengths from Jerry Colombe, and Korak Rambler driven up towards the line. It is Galopin de Champs, 3 lengths clear. Jerry Colombe. Korak Rambler is now tired, but Galopin de Champs will round up a great week for Willie Mullins and Paul Townend and land the biggest prize of all again. Galopin de Champs wins it for the second time. In second, Jerry Colombe, Korak Rambler, L'Empresse, Brave Man's Game and Jungle Boogie. They are the only 6 to finish. A Gentleman's Game, the Real Wacker, they were both pulled up, as was Monkfish. A comprehensive victory in all honesty. Galopin de Champs, the relief evident. I'm sure it was the loose horse as much as anything that was giving Paul Townend most concern. Korak Rambler did close going to the last, but couldn't sustain it up the hill. There is Fast or Slow, whose presence minus the rider just complicated things slightly on the home turn. Jerry Colombe gave chase in second. Korak Rambler comes home in third place. But 100 years of Gold Cup history deserved a good winner. A winner for the second time. Galopin de Champs.
2 Gold Cups, and on the 100th birthday of this great race, AP, it seems to me this is an appropriate winner, because that man and the Mullins family have such a strong link to the Gold Cup. From Dawn Run now to Galopin des Champs.
Amazing, Ed. Look, he is a brilliant horse. He's been to the last 4 Cheltenham festivals and he's unlucky not to win it for them, and it never really looked in any doubt, did it, Mickey? He looked like he was comfortable all the way.
He was enjoying himself, and I think riding him forward has made it easier for him. You know, he's such a good horse.
He had daylight the whole way around, didn't he? He jumped beautifully, and Paul could just be so confident throughout.
Ruby, that went perfectly, didn't it?
No, I wouldn't think so. I'd say if you ask Paul Townend what he thinks of fast or slow, Ed, he had a fair tussle with him from the back of the fourth last, but he jumped super. He was always in a great position on him, but he's a really, really good horse, a good champion. He was up there all the way in a testing race, but I'd say fast or slow. I'd say Paul Townend was doing some cursing to him halfway down the hill.
Paul, you look to the skies, you look to the heavens. That was an extraordinary performance.
He's a
unbelievable. We had to go for reserves that I wasn't even sure were there, but rode him obviously completely different to last year, and he was just so brave for me. We were kind of in between at the last, and I was afraid we hadn't enough to go for it, but it was a Gold Cup and we had to. And yeah, look, he just pulled out all the stops again.
He's the most extraordinary horse. What makes him a champion?
His heart, probably. Like the 2 times he got beat, we were never really going to win, and I was so disappointed. But when I look back at it, I was still there in the finish, and that just shows how tough a horse he is. And as I said, we had to go for reserves there that only the really special ones have.
Well done.
Thank you.
Well, it's impossible to tell you the exact number of people that have hugged Audrey and Turley alongside me. It has been incredible. The emotion in here is something else.
It really is. I mean, we're here with all the family and a lot of friends too, and it's just, we can't believe it. I mean, it is still a fantastic shock to get, but I know he was favourite in that, but you never know with racing what's going to happen. And I mean, to win here today on the 100-year anniversary, well, that is very special. I mean, it's just been fantastic, and we're so privileged to be here and humbled to be here, and just so thrilled to be part of this magnificent team. Willie, Paul, Gallopin, obviously, and everyone else involved from Close Sutton. Just fantastic.
A lot of hardened racing professionals will say watching that they would never have had too many concerns. What was it like being the owner of the horse who's now won back-to-back Gold Cups, watching the race?
Terrifying. I'm sorry, but it is. It really is. I don't think it gets any easier. I will enjoy the race later on when I can watch it, knowing the outcome. I mean, anything can happen, as I have said before, and I'm just so thrilled that everybody got around and Gallopin won. I mean, I still can't believe it.
Is it possible to tell people just how much, as an owner, you love a horse like this? I know that he's a Gold Cup winner, but what he means to you?
He is so special to us. We absolutely love him, and when we go to the stable and meet him, he's just so kind, so loving. He nibbles, doesn't he? He nibbles our hair, and he has a little red ball in his stable. He's just a beautiful, beautiful horse. I mean, I just want to snuggle him and cuddle him all day.
I'll let you all go and celebrate. A magnificent moment for you all. Congratulations. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And these are pictures that family can absolutely treasure. Adam Connolly leading up the winner. He looks after the horse. He rides him daily as well. Paul Townend thumping the air. Proper Cheltenham scene. 10-11 favourite delivers. What a result for the punters. The place is good too for the punters. Jerry Cologne ran a big race in second, and Cora Grambler will head to Aintree off the back of third in a Cheltenham Gold Cup at 14-1. But let's focus on the winner. Audrey doesn't mind an interview. Husband Greg does not enjoy an interview. Both deserve enormous credit. Have they got a horse here now that is capable of going and winning more? Maybe 3 Gold Cups.
Do you know what there is? He fell in the turners, but since then it looks like there is no weakness. It's the ultimate stare. Paul Townend has the chance, to win more Gold Cups than anyone else. I think Pat Taff won 4. Paul Townend has won 4. That's an amazing feat. But for Greg and Audrey Turley, when you buy a racehorse, the dream is to buy a Gallopin de Champion.
This place is going to be rocking. If you're back fast or slow, Mick, let's have a look what happened to JJ Slevin here in the race.
Well, he looked like he had a really good position here, right in the middle.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know whether he took a
left
fall.
his hind legs in a little bit or something. Yeah, it's hard to see.
It's horrible, that.
Turning in, Lompresse looked like he was in control of the race. Paul Townend's main concern, as Ruby says here, Meg, is the loose horse.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure whether fast or slow was going to go left or right, but actually, thankfully, he stayed pretty straight. You can see Cora Grambler also starting his charge up the hill as well, but at this point, Paul Townend, Gallopin de Champ, they're very much in control, and I don't think Paul's really gone fully for him yet.
No, and I would think, Meg, he probably enjoyed in a way that fast or slow was there, because when you're coming up the hill from the last to the winning post, it can get a little bit lonely. So the loose horse keeping him company, Mick, was probably helping him. He was probably happy that he was getting one to follow up. But as I said, he has no weakness. He'd gallop up into Cheltenham Town if he kept going.
Look, you know what? When you see that again, watch him jump the last. That is not a tired horse. Like, he still had plenty in the tank.
We'll see it here.
Look, when you're trying to win a Gold Cup and you spot that sort of stride, look at Paul Townend. He sits down, he says, "Go on." And the answer he got is so impressive.
Jerry Colombe flies it too. He's run a big race in second. That's the real Jerry Colombe, isn't it, mate?
Look, I think we heard a lot of noises coming from the camp that this was a proper horse. He's a Gold Cup horse when he gets his conditions. Well, I think they've been vindicated here.
And Corrick Rambler?
Oh, look, it's so exciting to be going back to Aintree to try and win again. You know, like he's an amazing horse. He's a two-time festival winner, and now he's third in the Gold Cup.
Before we focus on the winner here as he comes in, Lompresti didn't quite get home today. Brave Man's Game, Meg?
To be honest with you, I think Brave Man's Game had his heart broken in last year's Gold Cup, and I think that is the difference between a champion and not. Galopin Des Champs, mentally he's so tough. He's gone through a couple of real battles and he's come out and he's still producing as much as he can. Brave Man's Game, maybe back to a flat track with a pair of shades on might just help down the line.
Here he comes then. Galloping to Gold Cup glory again in the colours of Greg and Audrey Turley. For Willie Mullins, 102 Cheltenham Festival winners, a 4th Gold Cup, following on from Album Photo twice, now Galopin Des Champs twice, and for Paul Townend AP, 4 Gold Cups.
Amazing feat to ride a horse like this. Obviously he won 2 in Album Photo, he's won 2 in this, but I said he genuinely looks like he has no weakness. Going around there in the Gold Cup, he didn't look like he had a moment's worry. I don't think you could ever be more confident riding a horse where he wasn't riding him, you know.
The first horse to do a big treble this season. He won the Savills Chase. He won an Irish Gold Cup. Now this brilliant racehorse, Galopin Des Champs, has won the 100th anniversary Boodles Cheltenham Gold Cup. Moment that makes you envious, doesn't it, AP? Standing up in the irons. That's the photo that will be in the newspapers tomorrow.
That's what it's all about, Ed, the big stage, and this is the biggest stage. And all credit to this horse. I always said when a horse goes to Punchestown, it's so hard after winning a Gold Cup to go to Punchestown and come back and be better than ever. And the one thing we've done, Ed, we saw him at Punchestown, we saw him a few times at Leverstown, we saw him at Cheltenham, and we're probably going to see him at Punchestown again. And that's what jump racing is all about seeing the real
So basically you're saying you can run plenty of times and still come and win on the big stage.
Look, there's one thing Willie Mullins is not. He's not shy of running them.
Let's hear from the winning trainer.
Well, let's get an assessment from Willie Mullins of what Galopin has done today.
I just think he put himself in the superstar category to do what he did the way he did it. And, you know, that loose horse there. And Paul was just so, you know, positive on him. I thought we have to say we're coming back next year, try and win a 3rd one if we can. He has the ability to do it. We just have to stay sound, I think.
Well, yes, indeed. He does obviously have that. But the way he's won today, Willie, he must have given you no concern through the race.
Not really. The loose horse was the only concern that I saw. I think he hit one fence early, 3rd or 4th fence away from the stand, something like that. Hit one anyhow, but after that it was very easy. Paul was in the position that he wanted to be in, and he just seemed to be travelling easily on him all the time.
Is he even exceeding what you believed that he was capable of at the start of the season?
He's doing everything right. I mean, he's certainly achieving more than I thought he could. It was great to win a Gold Cup last year. You know, we were crossing our fingers this year. If we got him there safe and sound, we had every chance of winning, and he's just done that. But you don't believe those things, you dream of those things.
Well, he's on his way back. I'll let you go and get him.
Thank you very much, Richie.
102 festival winners for that maestro, that master trainer. It's been a week where it's been like Willy Wonka and the Cheltenham factory. They've been rattling off winners, and we've talked about future Gold Cup winners. Let's not forget, this guy's only 8. He's won 2 Gold Cups. Paul Townend defending his title, delivered. Galopin Des Champs wins the Gold Cup. More reaction and Ruby's analysis when we come back. Wasn't to be for Rachel this year. It's Paul Townend's year again. Look at the celebration. Galopin des Champs won a really good renewal, a fitting one in its 100th year. And I did Willie Mullins a disservice a few minutes ago. He's now had 103 winners, not 102. And it was billed as a match-up this week, and it's now Willie Mullins 9, Great Britain 8. That after Galopin des Champs won well back, 10 to 11 favourite. Jerry Colombe for Gordon Elliott, second at 13 to 2. Corrick Rambler, the perfect Grand National trial in third at 14 to 1. And Ruby, Paul Townend's had so many winners this week. He hasn't celebrated like that though.
Oh, but it's the Gold Cup, Ed, and that's where you get a celebration like that. It is the race, and it was a great race to watch. He booked him out more prominent than he did last year, and poor old Corrick Rambler was going as fast as he could from the word go, and does so well to keep going. Into the back straight here, Charlie Deutsch in the green colours lies into Lompresse, and he misses. Couldn't get quite in the rhythm early, and at the next fence in front, the real whacker was lucky with Sam Twiston Davis at the fence to the top of the hill. Jungle Boogie and Rachel Blackmore did way too much all the way through the race. He was just too keen, and when they got to halfway, Nasalam, Monkfish and Corrick Rambler, who's only jumping the fence now, were all feeling the pinch. And then with a big incident, fast or slow, what happens to him? Jumps it, looks like he just nods. JJ Slevin's body weight is forward, gone out over the horse's shoulder, and he can't stay on. Fourth class was the first time there was any bit of an incident for Galopin des Champs. When he jumps this, Paul Townend goes to keep in the horse on his inside. He has a look now and realises he's loose and thinks, well, I can't ride a loose one, so what do I do? He pulls back, gets behind him, jumps this fence and tucks inside fast or slow. He's coming into Charlie Deutsch, but when he comes in, fast or slow comes in with him, and Paul Townend now has to go back on the other side and wait and then make a decision. He goes on his outside to the second last. Jerry Colombe is getting the run through between Lompresse and the loose horse, jumps that well, and then as Fitzy said, Paul Townend lays it all out to the last. 1, 2, go on Galopin, and he flies it for him, and he dug in, as Paul said, from there home. And like IP has said, Paul Townend has now put himself into the history books. He's level with Pat Taff. He's riding at the top of his game. He's delivering on the biggest stage constantly, and every time he goes by the line, he thanks the same person. He's a gent into the bargain.
You're so right, Ruby. He is brilliant. He'll get his prize in just a moment. But here he is, Willie Mullins, collecting his prize from the Princess Royal, who you saw, as she always does every year. She watches the race, the last fence. Michael and Abby Wainwright from Boodles are there. Audrey and Greg Turley, the winning owners. Their daughter Sarah here as well. And here comes Paul's moment. And Ruby, the only sadness, I think, watching this is that the great Maureen isn't here to experience this amazing feat by her son, but I reckon she was helping a bit today.
I'd say she was too, definitely helping last night. She was standing on the rain clouds for Galopin des Champs, but she's been all over this place this week. You could really feel it on Tuesday when the Maureen Mullins National Hunt Chase came on. You could nearly see her saying, well, Willie's had enough today, Emma could do with one.
How she would have loved this. What an amazing lady. What a legacy as well. And now Audrey will come forward. Greg there is always very reluctant, Greg in the middle. Audrey in all red, now with that famous, precious piece of metal, the Gold Cup. Frightening to think that he's only 8.
Do you know what? But it was amazing watching Paul Townend coming in celebrating, because I think, you know, it's almost like it's a little bit of a release from him now, because he's been under so much pressure all week. When you've got as many high-profile rides as he's got, you're carrying a lot of weight, and when you win the big one, you've won a champion hurdle. He's had such a good week, and to win that, you can see the outpouring of emotion from him. You know, he is literally floating at the moment.
No one's floating, having won the ITV7 today, so no winner of the £500,000. Someone somewhere, though, has won a new car, courtesy of Galopin des Champs in our sweepstake. Well done to whoever that is. Huge cheer. Greg's getting his moment. Hooray! Go on, Greg.
And without the owners, Ed, we have nothing. So
exactly.
The most important.
Daughter Sarah, what a family picture that is for the Turleys. What happened to you in your sweepstake? What happened to your money? Let's find out with the beaten jockeys.
Ladies and gentlemen, your beaten jockeys in the Gold Cup. JJ, how were you going when you came down?
We were going okay, it's a long way out.
Okay. Patrick Mullins pulled up on Monkfish.
He just made a mistake at the second ditch first time round, and we were on the back foot from there.
Sam Twiston-Davies had a great spin, but eventually pulled up on the real whacker.
Yeah, good spin for a long way. Better ground will definitely suit him.
Does he stay, do you think?
He didn't today, but I thought with how kind of strong he finished in the Cotswold chase, it's definitely proof that he'd stay that kind of trip. Thank you.
Darragh O'Keefe pulled up on Gentleman's Game. What happened, Darragh?
Yeah, he missed the second last, going out in the final circuit, and kind of I was on the back foot then, and I just pulled up before.
Thanks for talking to us. Niall Houlihan eventually pulled up Nassalam. What happened?
Look, strong tempo, strong gallop. He's better off at 4 mile pace for getting more of a rhythm, but yeah.
Okay. And here's Jack Kennedy, who got a right old tune out of Jerry Colomb.
Yeah, delighted with him. Got a lot closer to galloping the champs like we thought he would. Loose horse done us no favours, but I wouldn't have beat the winner anyway.
Harry Cobden rode Brave Man's Game, second before, fifth today.
Yeah, delighted with his run really. I thought probably the ground just took the edge off him. Everything was an effort from a long way out, and I tried to just get him a bit positive with the circuit to go because I was going nowhere at the time. Maybe a set of cheek pieces at some point.
Derek Fox, the rider of Corrick Rambler, a Grand National hero, a Gold Cup third.
Yeah, listen, Corrick Rambler's a marvellous horse. He's great giving me 2 festival winners here and won the national last year, and to run as well as he did there in the Gold Cup is just brilliant. Obviously the ground's very hard work out there, and probably it's the same for them all obviously, but it was probably a wee bit hard work for him, but listen, I'm just delighted with him, and he's a super horse, so yeah.
Terrific effort, well done.
Thank you.
Charlie Deutsch will have enjoyed his spin on L'Empresse.
Yeah, really enjoyed that. Jumped brilliantly. I felt I had a good position, was in a good rhythm, and I saw Paul was on my outside, so I was pretty happy with where I was. He's just got tired jumping the last and coming up the hill, but he's run well. It was the first time I've ridden him on ground that tacky, and obviously watching the race at Lingfield, he's actually got quite a bit of speed. He beat Protectorat that day, and
maybe the run next year.
Well, no, maybe better ground.
Well done, Charlie. I appreciate you talking to us. And finally, Rachel Blackmore, 6th on Jungle Boogie for a lot of the race. Rachel, you tank round like a machine.
Yeah, he doing a bit too much under me, but he finished out the race very well. Well, no, he didn't finish it out well, but he, considering he tanked so hard all the way around, he ran very well.
Thanks for talking to us.
Thank you.
They've defended the title successfully. 4 Gold Cups each, 2 with Galopin Des Champs. Those two have had an unbelievable week. But what a good Grand National trial, the third round.
Lucinda Russell's just watched Corrick Rambler run an absolute belter in the Gold Cup. Just talk me through what your thinking was as he came down the hill for the final time.
It was amazing. So when he was at the top of the hill, I thought, he's a little bit further back than usual. And then as he came down the hill, I just came around that corner. I thought, could he do it again? But maybe if the ground had been a bit better, I don't know. All I know is I'm delighted with him, and to be third in the Gold Cup is fantastic. I can't get over how much the people appreciate him. He's just lovely. He's a horse of a lifetime.
Perfect Grand National trial.
Perfect Grand National. Who knew, eh? Yeah, no, I'm delighted with him. I'm just so proud of him.
We'll see you there.
Thank you.
Sunday the 17th of May 2020 was quite a day. 2 horses made their debut. One was called State Man, the other Galopin Des Champs. They're both quite good. Around Cheltenham after this horse, Galopin Des Champs, in the 100th year, won a 2nd Gold Cup, joining greats who've won the Blue Ribbon: Arkle, Golden Miller, Millhouse, Best Mate, Corto Star. He's up there now. Right, it's time for our finale this week. Richard.
It's a St James's Place Festival Challenge Cup, an open hunter chase over the